Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the About Redlands radio show, where we're talking about all things Redlands, California. Up now is our health and fitness segment, and I am Jill Rooks from the Energy Lab, and I'm here with Brian McCulloch, who is a professional cyclist. He rides for the KHS Maxis, it's a long name, stay with me, JLVLO cycling team. But what's also cool is Brian is a local business owner. He and his wife, they share Big Wheel coaching. And so Brian is someone who I have looked up to forever. He is very respected in the community. He leads lots of cyclists out there who might know of him, but he's also a big inspirational guy here in our Redlands area. And so, Brian, it's good to have you here. I'm just wondering if you have any things you want to share today when we're talking about how you came to be at Big Wheel Coaching with your wife, Joy.
Oh, thank you, Jill. It's a pleasure to be here. The excuse me, I apologize. It's a really big pleasure to be here, and I'm really thankful for this opportunity, Jill. And I've always loved what you and Sean do at the Energy Lab, and have gotten plenty of hard workouts and left some sweat here on the ground. So I'm happy to say I'm kind of part of the family. But that's actually how I got into Big Wheel Coaching. My wife started the business about 7 years ago, and then she brought me to a goal setting class that you had, and it was kind of, I didn't know I was ready for something to dream big and to think big and put that down on paper, but you really challenged me. And you talk about this a lot in your classes every day, but you want to get people outside of their comfort zone, and you got me outside of my comfort zone, and I went from being in the construction business, and now I'm self-employed, and I'm so excited. So thank you for challenging me. This is great.
Of course, I remember that. So in that goal setting workshop, and this is for everyone out there listening, it's kind of getting to be that time of year where we either set goals in January or we are wondering why we didn't and where we're going and where 2017 is going to bring us. So in the goal setting workshop that I offered, and since then, Brian and I have shared a few together at the Energy Lab, but I asked him to think big, dream big, and to come up with one audacious goal. And that's something that would just like knock your socks off. You never thought you maybe would or could, and write it down. So what happened when you wrote about your audacious goal, Brian?
Well, I was scared. I could tell you that. I was scared to write it down, but what I wrote down was I really wanted to see through my goal from when I was a young man, and to be an entrepreneur and push myself and make my own way. And it was a really powerful experience to actually have the confidence to write that down. And I see that in our business all the time, whether people are in their own profession or in cycling, which we work with, or any of your athletes as well. You want people to challenge themselves and get outside the box and be willing to put it out there. Be a little uncomfortable. It's good for you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we encourage in that goal setting workshop, and this again is for everyone out there listening, whether it's about fitness or it's about health or it's about relationships, they all tie together, like, right, how we move and how we eat and how we sleep and rest and restore and repair ourselves, along with the people we surround ourselves with that creates our mood or how we control our stressors, are kind of the things that hold us up and create this, life we want to live. So we encourage ourselves to talk about goals related to all those different areas. So is there one of those areas that stands out more or less to you, Brian?
I think all areas of goals it depends on the individual, right? Whether for me in my own athleticism, right, I'm going to write goals that are really pushing myself, whether it's an event driven goal or something like that, or maybe it's a physiology driven goal. I need to achieve X power output or something like that, but maybe that's a little too zoomed in and focused. But I think it's really more about the process of setting goals and being able to get outside your comfort zone and say, yeah, I really do want this. And it helps identify what is your why. And you're really good with this, Jill. You always indicate, well, what is your why, right? And it's bold faced and have to look at it when it's 5 o'clock in the morning here doing boot camp, right? You got to know what your why is, because you could hit snooze, right? And so I think that's what I admire so much about all the athletes I get to work with, and certainly your athletes as well, is they're really in touch with their why. So if anything, I would say find out what your why is and use it to your advantage. Let it motivate you. Let it drive you. Do something big. You can do it.
Right. How did you find out your why?
Took a lot of thinking, a lot of lonely bike rides. I wouldn't say lonely, a lot of solo bike rides. But my why has been a lot of people, such as yourself, Jill, I call you, I consider you a friend and a mentor, no question. The way you have challenged me and stretched me outside my comfort zone, and that was, I rely a lot on other people. I like to think of it like a performance team, right? Like I have great people both that help us in business, help me on my bike, help me with my coaching, all these things. So I think really connecting with your why, that can, you can do that very easily by utilizing the people in your life and leveraging those relationships for them to help drive you and push you and say, yeah, you can do that.
Right.
You can do that. Come on, dream a little bigger.
Right.
Oh, really? You think so?
Well, it's also cool that you enjoy our husband-wife team here in Redlands and our entrepreneurs, and you give so much back to the community, which is what people just love about you. When you're out on bike rides, you will take anyone under your wing and push them along and bring them with you. And I know you guys coach quite a few local people. So if someone was interested in fine-tuning their cycling, maybe getting a fitness program based around cycling, is that something they could call you guys to get into doing and get coaching with Big Wheel Coaching and you?
Oh, absolutely, Jill. Thank you so much. Anyone is welcome to contact me directly. We have very simple email. It's bigwheelcoaching@gmail.com. So very simple. Or we have a website, which is simply bigwheelcoaching.com, excuse me. But we have a Facebook page, all these things for our athletes and potential athletes to be able to interact with us. But to me, it's about creating a relationship with somebody. And I think that's what's really important. I don't see it as, oh, I give some extra or this or that to the community. I look at it as the community has invested a lot in me, and I'm really thankful for that. And I just want to magnify that and explode that so that people can see if I can do it, certainly I'm by no means anything special, but if I can do it, certainly these other folks can do it, and they can take it to the next level, and that's what's really exciting.
Right. Good. Well, we have about a minute or so left to talk, Brian. So I am curious. You work with a lot of athletes. Do you have any tips for your athletes getting through this holiday season we're coming up on?
Absolutely. I would say for any athlete out there, whether you're a runner, whether you're just hitting the gym, you're coming to our Turkey Trot Boot Camp, you got all this stuff going on, or you're a cyclist, at this time of year, you got a lot on your plate. Give yourself some grace. Emphasize some intensity over volume. And by what I mean there is, if your best intention is, I'm going to do an 1.5-hour ride, it's okay if it's just an hour. Don't beat yourself up. So great job. Just get out there, put your cycling shorts on, your running shoes, whatever, and just get out there and move.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, good. Well, we have just a few more seconds left to talk. So you did mention our Turkey Trot Boot Camp, which is a week from today. So we're wishing a happy Thanksgiving next week. About Redlands Radio will still be with you. But we will be meeting at 8 a.m. on Thursday morning at Leonard Bailey Park in Loma Linda. And that's where the Energy Lab, and we're hoping to see Brian and as many of his team out there with us also. But if you're interested in a fun community event, that's what's Thursday morning. Until then, Brian, thank you so much for joining. This was just great, like a highlight from having you on the show with us.
Oh, thank you, Jill, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and definitely hit that turkey trot. You're going to have a great time with it.